Hi teachers, I'm Mr. Tate, and today I'm going to introduce you to the Scholar Writing Platform. In this space, I create writing projects for my students, who then work out ideas, create drafts, give and receive peer feedback, revise their works, and then submit them to me. I'm going to start by selecting a learning module and then choosing the appropriate rubric to create the project. Scholar contains rubrics for each of the Common Core text types for writing at each grade level, which they've modified to be student-friendly and easy to understand. During the project, I review student progress and then publish work to their portfolios. On a deeper level, Scholar enables 7 learning transformations in my students and in my teaching, which I'll point out along the way. I've asked my student Shelby to help me show you how it all works.
Hey everyone, I'm Shelby, that's with a Y. I'm a 7th grader at Scholar Middle School. I don't always like writing for class, but I like using Scholar. Right now, Mr. Tate is using it for our work in language arts. We're also using it for our labs in science and a research project in social studies, so I'm in it a lot. My parents keep asking if I need to bring things home, but I just remind them that all my work stays in Scholar, so I can log in wherever and whenever I want to work. Here, I'll show you. When I first log in, I see everything that's happening in my classes. Here's an update from Mr. Tate about our project this week. Here's some things I've shared, and here Anthony commented on one of my posts. I want to read it, but I'll get started on this new project first.
When I want to ask a question or lead the class through a project, I create an update, which the students all see in their activity streams. In class, I ask for quick answers so I can hear from every student, instead of calling on just a few who raise their hands. For homework, students can take their time, so I ask them to comment on 1 or 2 of their peers' posts as well. It's a great complement to oral discussion that ensures I'm reaching everyone.
Mr. Tate has asked us to write an information text about an ordinary person who lived an extraordinary life. I ended up finding 2 doctors in Somalia who are kind of incredible. They run a hospital for women in a refugee camp there. I found a number of sources about them, so I have a video to embed, pictures of them in their hospital, and an audio clip that I may include as well. The rubric gave me a good sense of what's required, so I outlined a few sections using the structure tool. I can always rearrange it later.
What I like about Scholar is the shift it enables for my students. They're not just reading and testing, they're becoming better writers, better thinkers, and meaning makers. Scholar gives every student the tools they need to meet the Common Core standards.
So I finished my first draft and sent it off for peer review. Scholar automatically distributes my work to other students, usually anonymously, and sends me a few others' works for feedback. This person did a great job introducing the topic, but needs to develop it further. I'm going to suggest they add a few concrete examples. Here I'm using the annotations tool to suggest they reorganize this paragraph to link the argument and the evidence.
The dashboard space allows me to easily assess my students' writing. It pulls together data on revisions, academic language level, peer, self, and teacher ratings, and annotations. At a glance, I can see how much work students have done, where they're at now, and an overall score that combines all their activity.
I really like getting feedback on my work, especially when they give me ideas for improvement. Okay, time to revise and submit my final draft to Mr. Tate.
The metacognitive work students do in Scholar is powerful. With the rubric, they're identifying qualities of good writing while they write, when they give feedback, when they revise their work based on the feedback they receive, and again, when they write self-reviews and read other students' published works.
After Mr. Tate reviews our work, it gets published to our profile, and we can see who everyone else chose to write about. Hester wrote about Dr. Seuss. I love him.
Scholar's brought incredible transformations to the way my students learn, the way I teach, and the way I assess student writing. With just one click, I can see what every student is up to and quickly answer their questions. In Scholar, my students work at their own pace, on different topics, or even different writing projects at varying levels of difficulty. This also gives me time to offer structured mini-lessons to students who need help.
Scholar is brought to you by world-leading literacy educators and educational technology developers at the University of Illinois and Common Ground Publishing, and is currently in use in over a dozen school districts. Students work on any computer with an internet connection and a recent browser. No installation needed. Scholar supports learners to achieve the Common Core standards and gives teachers a tool to transform learning in their classrooms.